Mottanni, 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 Mottanni.
Dare to dream, dare to think, dare to believe, dare to work. Only then do you achieve. Mottanni signing on. Top of the afternoon from the busiest street in the northwest region of Cameroon, Commercial Avenue, Bamenda. For the next 60 minutes, my goal here is to keep you going. Keep that fire burning within you so you never give up on that thing, that goal that keeps you awake while others are asleep. That thing that you believe deep down in your gut you can make it better or you can make it happen. I will attempt to do so with words, music and poetry only on FM 98.5 Dream FM, the radio for peace and development. Man in the 1001 buttons on the panel mixer, I call him the indefatigable To Clinton. And for general supervision, we have station boss, Real Hour Maker Power. On the MIC, call me the motivational speaker, call me the corporate trainer, call me the spoken word artist, Taniti Awa, aka Mottanni. Welcome once more, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mottanni, FM 98.5, your motivational talk show. For the past month or so, ladies and gentlemen, we have been diving and trying to diagnose some habits of highly effective people, some habits that will help us be totally effective in achieving our goals, our dreams, and also habits that will help push us into the next year, 2020, with vigor, with anxiety, and with a lot of positive attitude. So these habits we've been looking at, ladies and gentlemen, and we have seen so far 4 of those habits. And remember, we said in order to get more of this habit, you need to learn them, you need to teach them to someone else, and then you need to practice, and practice. It is not a magic wand. You're not going to use a magic wand to just be involved in all the habits, but you have to practice day in, day out. When you fall, get up, try again, keep trying. That's how we've been talking about. So we have seen the habit of being proactive, believing that if anybody is to make it, it is you. If anybody is to help you make it, that only person is you and no one else. Then we went to the second habit, which had to do with beginning with the end in mind, having a vision, having a focus. You must know place where you go so that you will know which kind clothes for Pakam. You will know which road for Tekam. That's how beginning with the end in mind has to do, having a vision. Then the third habit we saw some weeks back has to do with putting first things first. Okay, you know that you can take yourself where you want to go. You know where you want to go actually. Then now, what are the activities you're supposed to do day in, day out, so that it helps, takes you to that direction, that place that you want to go, that vision that you have? What activities do you need to do day in, day out, so that it will help you get to that point? And we were under that, we saw something like carrying out our day-to-day activities. We get to realize that there are things we do that are very important and urgent, and some are important and not urgent. Some are urgent, not important, and others are not important and not urgent. But we said the most important things are the things that are related to your dream, to your goal, to that task, to that vision that you have. Then the third habit we saw last week had to do with think win-win. Think win-win. In every interaction, remember, if you want to go far, go alone. If you want to go farther, go with others. So you have to learn to think win-win when you are interacting with people. Don't just think about what will I gain, but think first about what will this person gain from this. What will they gain from this before you think about yourself? Those are the habits of highly effective persons. Those are the habits of unstoppable persons. Those are the habits of unstoppable businessmen, unstoppable artists, unstoppable bayam-selams, unstoppable musicians, dancers. Those are the habits they imbibe. They imbibe the habits of being proactive, beginning with the end in mind, putting first things first, then thinking win-win. Thinking win-win. Think win-win in every relationship you are involved in, whether it's romantic, whether it's business, whether it's financial. Always think about the other person, because that's the only way you will be sustainable. That's the only way you can grow to the highest level and move from generation to generation. If you think win-lose or lose-win, in the long run, you end up getting out of business, or you end up breaking the relationship you had with whoever you were engaged in. That's what we've been seeing for the past days, for the past weeks, for the past months. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to look at another very important habit that those who want to achieve their dreams, the great entrepreneurs, the great dancers, the great artists, the great bayam-selams, the great taxi drivers, the great bike riders, those who want to be exceptional in whatever thing they do, the great carpenters and furniture makers in town here. If you want to be exceptional in whatever thing you do and get the most clients and customers, this habit is going to help you. This habit we are going to see right after the first musical interlude of the program. And the first musical interlude will come from one of the most talented artists I've seen in Cameroon in general. Sometimes they say artists that are so talented are underrated, but I believe he's coming up strong and he's telling all the other artists, watch out, because Vogue is on the way. Vogue will be giving us a prayer from his first album, one of the tracks from his first album. Let's savour a prayer from our DJ To Clinton.
Papa God, make we talk. It don't overstay where we talk. Open me door, cock. I beg, open me that padlock. You make me inside wedlock. I be now you're picking true talk. So no left me in shock. I beg, she don't down hear my talk. My life don't strong past rock. I get problems in bulk. My head is hot like Bangkok. Sat and they laugh me in the mock. Hide me from the hawk. I be now your chick, you be cock. Come watch your bad luck. Wipe me, rub me, wear me good luck. Yeah. Without you I nothing high. Without you I nothing leave, I go die. Without you I nothing fly. Without you I nothing ever touch sky. Without you I nothing smile. Without you I nothing laugh, I only cry. Without you I live a lie. Without you I no go ever know why. Papa God, I beg, no left me. My load too heavy for carry. But for you not ABC. It easy pass 1, 2, 3. Had it walk hard daily. Had it waka I'm busy. but my pocket's still empty. I know the chop fine and the hungry. Can't feed me, can't feed me, can't give me cocky. Show me bro.
There to Vogue, VOC, Vogue in his track, a prayer.
I depend on you for safety. Not only you fi keep me healthy, and now you deserve all glory. Without you I no fi high, without you I no fi live, I go die. Without you I no fi fly, without you I no fi ever touch sky. Without you I no fi smile, without you I no fi laugh, I only cry. Without you I live a lie, without you I no go ever know why. Life short but with you got it long, with you life soft, without you got it strong. I don't do plenty bad and I know that I was wrong, but most of the bad way I do, I be young. I know me get sense, I was too young. My brain be too soft, devil enter this shit down, and devil bad for fool man, the grand get sweet tongue.
Thank you very much for that wonderful one, Vogue. Without you I no fit high, without you I no fit live, I go die. Without you I no fit smile, without you not only cry. Without you. Today we are moving to one of the very important habits of highly effective people. Remember the first three habits: being proactive, beginning with the end in mind, and putting first things first. Those habits helped us move from the stage of a dependent human being to an independent human being. Then the habit we started last week, we talked of thinking win-win, will help you now move from being an independent human being to being an interdependent human being, being interdependent. Alone, remember, I always say this, alone you can stand, but together you can stand stronger. Alone you can stand on your own. Yes, that's very true. But together you can stand stronger. Alone you can go far, but together you can go further. So this habit we are looking at today will help us be able to stand stronger, in order to be able to stand stronger as we walk with others, be able to go further because we are walking with others. We are conscious of the needs of others. We are conscious that others too need to survive. We are conscious of the fact that others need to be understood, and we are conscious of the fact that they are because we are, and we are because they are. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this habit is simple. One of the most effective habits, the fifth habit of a highly effective entrepreneur, the fifth habit of a highly effective father or mother or son or daughter, that fifth habit has to do with always try as you can. Seek first to understand, then be understood. Seek first to understand others before trying to make them understand you. Seek first to understand others before trying to make them understand you. Let's listen to this story. Suppose you're having trouble with your eyes and you decide to go to an ophthalmologist for help. After briefly listening to your complaint, he takes off his glasses and hands them to you. My friend, put this on. Put this on, he says. I've worn this pair of glasses for 10 years now and they have really helped me. I have an extra pair at home. You can wear this, so put them on. So put them on. So that's what he says. Then when you put the glasses on, you get to realize that the glasses only help make your situation worse. It only helps makes you not to see more than you were before you came there. Then you tell the ophthalmologist, okay, I can't see anything. You keep repeating, I can't see anything. He will ask you, well, what's wrong? He asks. What's wrong? He will ask you. They work great for me. The glasses are actually helping me. So what is wrong and what is making those glasses not to work for you? and you keep telling him, I can't see anything, and he tells you, see, my friend, keep looking, you will see, think positive. And you tell him again, I can't see. These glasses you give me, I just can't see with them. Then the ophthalmologist just blows out of rage and he says, you are ungrateful. After all I've done to help you, I've removed my glasses and I've given you, and you're still complaining of not seeing. What are the chances that you will go back to that ophthalmologist the next time you need help with your eyes? I think most people will not. Most people will not go there again. Why? Because they came to the ophthalmologist, said they came to the ophthalmologist because they had an eye problem. Instead of the ophthalmologist asking how the eyes are feeling, how their eyes are feeling, how they are paining or how they are feeling, the ophthalmologist just immediately removes his own glasses and gives them. They say sometimes they call that you prescribe medicines before diagnosing. It's just like you go to the hospital that you're sick. As you just enter the doctor's office and you tell the doctor, I'm not feeling fine. Then the doctor just writes drugs. Go and buy them. Will you take those drugs? Or will you go back to the doctor when you're sick again next time? Oh no. I'm very sure you will not. But the irony is that is what most of us do when we are interacting with our fellow human being. When our fellow human being comes to us and tells us about and is explaining his or her problem to us, just tell us. Sometimes they just say, okay, Bo, I have a problem. The next thing you start doing is you start giving solutions without even finding out what the problem is. You start giving solutions without even finding out what the problem is. So you make the person feel frustrated. You have not even given the person the chance to be listened to. You don't even know what the problem is or what the problem will be, but you start giving solutions and it starts creating doubt in that person's mind. I encountered a discussion with two people, a mother and a child, and listen to what happened. The child was asking some questions, and the mother was asking the child, okay, come on, tell me how you feel. I know it's hard, but I'll try to understand. Those are the mother's honest words. Tell me how you feel. I know that it's hard, but I'll try to understand. The child says, oh, I don't know, Mom. You think it was stupid? Of course I wouldn't, the mother said. You can tell me, honey. No one cares for you as much as I do. I'm only interested in your welfare. What's making you so unhappy? And the child answers, oh, I don't know. Come on, what is it? Well, to tell the truth, the child says, I just don't like school anymore. Listen to the mother. What? You respond, look at how the mother responded. What? What do you mean by you don't like school anymore? After all the sacrifices we've made for your education, education is the foundation of your future. If you would apply yourself like your sister does, you will do better and then you will like school. That is what most of us do time and time again. When somebody talks about the problem, the next thing we are doing is giving a solution. Look at the mother scolding the child, already giving the child a solution when the child complains of not liking school. How often do we prescribe before we diagnose what the problem is? How often do we prescribe before we diagnose what the problem is? We have to understand that communication is this habit, seek first to understand before be understood, has to do a lot with communication. Communication is only effective when both parties get to understand each other. And for both parties to understand each other, one person is supposed to listen and put himself in the other's shoes to get to understand, so that the other person can feel free to open up and tell them about that. And there are 4 forms of communication. You have the reading, writing, talking, and listening. The incredible thing is, most of us have spent years learning how to read, learning how to write, learning how to talk. But how many of us have spent time actually learning how to listen? How many of us have spent time actually learning how to listen? What training have we had that can enable us understand another human being from their own frame of reference? What another human being is saying to you might not be true, but if you put yourself in that person's shoe, you might be able to understand why the person is saying that way and why the person is thinking. And how do you do that? By seeking first to understand the person before trying to make the person understand you. Remember that if you want to interact effectively with me, to influence me, or if you want to effectively interact and influence and understand your spouse, your child, your neighbor, your boss, your co-worker, your friend, your colleague, your business partner, you need to first of all understand them. Don't wait for them to try to understand you, but you being the smarter one, you on the way to achieving your dreams or achieving that task that you find so important to you, should not wait for them to try to understand you, but you try to understand them. It's only in trying to understand them that will give them that chance to also try and see whether they can understand you. Seek first to understand, then be understood. Seek first to understand your business partner. Seek first to understand your husband. Seek first to understand your wife. Seek first to understand your child. Seek first to understand your daughter. Seek first to understand your father and mother. Seek first to understand your business colleague. Seek first to understand your colleague in the office before trying to make them understand you. That is the only way it works. Remember, in order to receive, you must give. So you must give understanding in order to receive understanding. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to the turntables. We'll get another track for the day. Clinton, you give us one track from our folder, motivational tracks, so that we serve all that. Then when we come back, we will still dwell more on what does it mean to seek first to understand others. What does it mean? What are the challenges? Why do you have to seek first to understand others? And the techniques you can use to seek first to understand people before trying to make them understand you. To Clinton, give us some bars of music.
I know say big, somebody no go past you. I know say strong, somebody no go past you. I know that it's heavy, oh, but it no go past you. Because I know say you carry a oh, so we no go past you. No, 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 we no go past you. No. Know say it's strong, but it no go past you. And I know that it's bitter, but it no go past you. And I know that it's heavy, but it no go past you. Cause I know say you carry, it no go past you. It no go past you, no. 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 Yeah, no more aches for your sympathy. Found a brass to raise the boss. I'm built up on the cemetery. Our dead dreams and dead things I said was eulogies, but now I speak live to them bones. Hear the prophecy and quote my odyssey. I'm bigger than the bitter, and the bitter is my sweetener. I'm eager like a cheater for the dinner that's set before me. So watch us raise embassies in enemy territory. We're gonna know the symphony, because khaki no be leather, but it works for the wearer. A khaki no be leather, but it works for the wearer. How about we say it together? Hey, khaki no be leather, but it works for the wearer. We're gonna make it work. Khaki no be leather, but it works for the wearer.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're enjoying our own Joyce Babatunde in one of her tracks, Sela. Kaki no be leather, but it works for the wearer. Enough he pass you. Enough he pass you for become great. Enough he pass you for provide for your family. Enough he pass you for make this community a better one. You're bigger than you know.
Yeah. You're stronger than you think. You think you're bigger than you know. You know, go. Hey. And you know, go. No, go, no, go, no, go, no, go. You know, go. No, go, no, go, no, go, no, go. And no, 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 go, no, go, no, go, no, go, no, go. Hey. And you know, go past you, no.
Thank you, Joyce Babatunde. Inogo pass you. You're stronger than you think. You're bigger than you know. All you need to do is believe in you. And ladies and gentlemen, you will make it big. You will make it differently from others because you are the difference. You are meant to be a source of reference. All right, we are still on. What does it mean to seek first to understand? We'll understand that our natural paradigm, remember we said paradigm is the way you see the world. Simple. Definition of paradigm, how you see the world. Our natural paradigm is simple. Our natural paradigm is for us to always try at the slightest conversation or at the slightest interaction with our fellow human being to try to make them understand us. To try to make them understand us. And most of the times we listen with the intent to reply. We don't listen to understand. Because everything that goes on in our heads is, how can I make this person understand to what they talk about? Say, Master, you know if you understand, we only want to make the person understand we first without us trying to understand them. That means we try for judge the person based on our own experience. We try for interact with the person based on our own experience. We try for carry our experience, put them onto the person, and then make the person understand what we are going through without giving the person a chance or giving ourselves a chance to first understand that person, so that the person actually feel free and open up and even have that courage to listen to you. That is our natural paradigm. We try much as we can to make others understand us without trying to understand them. And that's where we face a lot of experience, a lot of problems, because we start judging them from our own experience. We start giving them solutions based on our own experience we have in life, based on our own history. We try as much as we start projecting our own movies on them, because life is a movie. We are all in a movie. We are all acting. So basically what we do is, okay, the theme of my movie cannot be the same as the theme of your own movie. So why do you think that your solution can work for me without you first of all listening to the problem I'm engaging, without you first of all listening to the theme of my own movie? That is our natural paradigm. It's very normal nowadays to hear parents or hear a fellow friend telling a fellow friend that Masa, I really hope so if you understand me. I don't try all things to me understand me, you need to understand me. When I spoke to one pa one day and I was really surprised. The pa said, I say, my pikin, try and understand this. I don't do all things for understand my pikin, but I don't know why. I don't do autism my pikin understand me. This is what he said. I don't do autism my pikin understand me. I don't try. I don't do autism, but I don't know why the pikin don't understand me. The pikin don't understand what's I come out. The pikin don't understand what's how they go. The pikin don't understand the dream where I get them for ye. So I don't do all things. They don't do all things, and the only pikin don't understand it. So I will just listen to the statement. I have done all I can for my child to understand me, but he just don't seem to understand me. I have done everything. I've done everything for him to understand where I'm coming from. I've done everything for you to understand the situation I'm in. I've done everything for him to understand where I'm going to and all that. So when I was talking with the old man, I told Pa, I said, Pa, maybe I think say for person for understand you, you must first understand them. Don't be artistic for you. People to understand you, but first understand them. I explained to him, and Pa said, wait till you talk out. I said, Pa, I thought that to understand another person, you need to first of all listen to them. You need to first of all listen to them. Now, for the Pa said, So most of the time, what he did was trying to get the child to listen to him, sit the child down under pressure, sometimes with a cane in their hand, just for the child to listen and understand where he's coming from. He never took out time to listen to the child, to understand why the child is behaving the way he's behaving, what is happening in the child's lives, why is it happening that way, and why is the child not seeing where he's coming from. So that is what we face day in, day out. Day in, day out. We try as much. We put a lot of effort. A lot of effort to try to make others understand us. But we are all having it wrong. From this day, as you listen to the voice of Mottanni on FM 98.5, the radio for peace and development, try to change your paradigm. Try to change the way you see the world. When you're interacting with somebody, whether a relative or a friend or a colleague or even a stranger, try first to listen and understand that person before trying to make that person understand you. Try to listen and understand that person before trying to make that person understand you. And there are 5 levels of listening, ladies and gentlemen. There are 5. And most of us exhibit just the first 4. And in the long run, most of us hardly get to the 5th. Because if we get to the 5th, ladies and gentlemen, I bet you all the misunderstandings we have in this world, all the misunderstanding, all the fights, all the disagreements, they will all just melt away like ice cream under the sun. If only we try to understand. If only we try to listen using these 5 levels of listening. The first level, the first way we act when somebody is talking to us, somebody is pouring out his or her heart to us, is we either ignore. That is, ignoring is not just listening at all. You are there, the person thinks you're listening to them, but you're just ignoring. We do this most times with somebody we know that sometimes we have they call it schemas. I think that is these psychologists call it schema. We have our schemas, we have our preconceptions about particular people in such a way that when they come around us and they just start talking, that gang never talk sense. That gang never talk sense. That gang they overlie. So the two way for him and I say, okay, when he's talking, okay, we are there quite alright, but we are actually not listening. We are just ignoring what they are saying. Most people are good at this. Then the second thing we do when somebody is talking to us, somebody is pouring out their heart, sometimes we pretend to listen. We just pretend by using yes, right, you're right, yes, okay, naso, yes, okay, naso, yes, grand, all that, and in the long run, if you are asked to repeat what the child or the person was explaining or even talking, you will not be able to. We pretend as if we are listening by throwing a lot of slangs and all that and affirmative words, but actually we are not listening. Then the third level of listening has to do with selective listening. When somebody is talking to you, you just pick out those parts. We are good at this. We pick out those parts that favor us. Or especially with the ladies, when they are annoyed and you're talking, they just pick out those parts that annoy them more and repeat them. We pick out the parts that favor us, or the parts that annoy us, or the parts that we are most interested, and we forget about the whole story that the person is trying to narrate. We forget about looking at the person's feelings, interactions, and all that. Then the fourth level of listening has to do with active listening. Actively listening to somebody. That is paying attention, focusing on the energy and words the person is saying, focusing on the energy, focusing on the words. Try listening actively, putting everything aside and listening to the person, looking at the person in the eyes, listening to the words. That is one of the most important levels of listening. And the last level that most of us hardly even get there, is what we call empathic listening. Empathic listening. That is, you listen beyond words. You listen beyond words. You listen for feelings. Asking yourself questions. Why is this person feeling this way? Why is this person talking like this? Putting yourself in the person's shoes. When the person is talking, you're trying as much as you can to see the world from the person's eyes. Okay, he feels so frustrated. Why is he feeling so frustrated? He feels so angry. Why is he feeling so angry? He feels so weak. Why is he feeling this way? Why is he crying? Why is he sobbing? These are questions we ask ourselves when we are at the level of empathic listening. And most of us hardly get to that point of empathic listening. That is the tragedy. We hardly get to that point of empathic listening. And since we hardly get to that point, ladies and gentlemen, people are hardly comfortable explaining themselves to us. People are hardly comfortable talking to us. And that is how a lot of problems get accumulated. And in the long run, it bursts out into something small, just causes it to inflame. Say a tiny spark causes a mighty flame. Because there had been accumulations of things we would have talked about, or things we would have listened to, but we did not. So those are the challenges we face. Try to empathic listening. Try to see the world in the person's own eyes. Try to see it. When you're interacting with a fellow human being, interacting with a friend, interacting with your parents, your children, your brothers and sisters, your business partners, when you're interacting with them, just keep this in mind so that this will help you try to empathetically listen to them. Empathetically listen to them. Keep this in mind. Remember, and always remember that 10% of what you're saying or what they are saying comes through words. Just 10% of the thing that they really want to tell you will come through their words. Just 10% of the thing that they really want to tell you will come through their words. 30% will come through their sounds and the tones they make. 30% of that will come through the sounds and the tones they make. Then remember that 60% of what they actually want to tell you, 60% of the way they are feeling, 60% of the frustration or the happiness or the excitement they are feeling, 60% of that will come through their body language. We the guys, we understand this more for the women. We know that, okay, women speak more through their language, through their body language than what they say. But we fail to understand that it extends to every human being. Whether a woman or a man, you have to understand that 60% of what they want to tell you comes through their body language. So if you want to be an empathic listener, you must learn to listen to what they are not saying. Listen to what they are not saying. We were having a barbecue the other day, and somebody made a statement and the others interpreted it another way, and somebody said that, listen, I think it was Bless Dara said, Desmond, sometimes this guy, he always listens but to what you're not saying, because he interpreted it his own way. So he thought, say, the guy listen, he's hearing that way, not talk. So you have to listen to what they are not saying. Keep in mind that just 10% of what they are saying, just 10% of what they intend to say, they'll be able to use words to tell you. And 30% will come through the tone of their voice, will come through their facial expression, but 60% will come through their body language, the way they stand, their facial expressions, the way they place their hands, the way they place their head. All of that has to do with body language. To be an empathetic listener, you have to listen with your ears. Listen with your ears, and also, more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, try as much as you can to listen with your eyes and with your heart. That's how you observe to get to see the body language. When you listen with your ears, okay, you hear what they are saying. When you listen with your heart, you try to understand with your heart, you try to feel what they are feeling. Try to understand and put yourself in their shoes. When you listen with your eyes, from there now, by looking at them, you can now observe their body language, and from their body language you can tell, okay, what is the feeling behind these words this person is trying to tell me? How is the person feeling at the moment? And that is how you empathetically listen and help them solve their problem. You listen, ladies and gentlemen. Listen for feelings. Listen for meaning. Listen for behavior. Listen. Use your right brain to listen and not your left. Listen for the sense in what they are saying. By putting yourself in their shoes, you get to understand the sense in what they are saying. Listen, you intuit and you feel. You try to feel what they are feeling. That is the only way you help them. You try to feel what they are feeling. That's the only way you try to help them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get a burst of music now. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to look at, okay, why should you learn to be an empathic listener? Why should you listen to somebody empathetically? Why should you seek first to understand before being understood? Why is it important? Why is it very important? We'll get that when we come back. Let's get to the turntables. Let Toe Clinton give us some bars of music, and when we come back, we will get to see some reasons why you should, from today, ladies and gentlemen, practice empathic listening with your spouse, with your children, with your neighbors, with your business partners, with your classmates, with your office colleagues. Let's get to the turntables.
Jay on the beat.
Yo, let's see. If Judas for apologize. It's that they play. Now I don't get serious. Waiting for me to shut up, like waiting for mail periods. I start with SU, then I go for Holy One. Then I move my EPs, now they search me like the Holy Land. Would they for pay you a peace now war weapon? Corrupt with no effort, would die now all second. This topic daily old bridge, nobody know this step on. If they for they like makeup, who for value foundations. The biggest tyrant in the world, they preach this armament. They just want you sense, they touch me like Catholic father them. They just want to give Nobel Peace Prize to Obama them. Then walk out the fool we all, they say terrorists now Arab them. See, we don't learn what sense, we don't save ourselves, we don't cancel all that things. A man must lay what first. Man way be start school, ye be school for who say I beg some of with the brush syllabus, even with no makusha. Yeah, even with no makusha. Yeah. Paying a test, we get 10 over 10 like Neto C. OC don't see, say SD come now after letter C. K don't see, say you know we win even will ride ducky. I dirty, make I defend my boss like man ducky. Gang a back, how much you don't sell your conscience? You did come with your wild snakes, they say you be Moses. Funny thing is, all of you weirdos perfectly know this. Like Pinocchio took elongation lessons from all your noses. I like for criticize, cause I define truth up. My life now interview and God has given me a full slot. Who know they save them from dying, who snap them for posting. Would they visit orphanage not just to justify what boasting? But to every rule bro, there is an exception. Clearing all the deception, some have good intentions, did I mention? Who seem to thrive within the tension. My flow so old, I should be getting a pension. Flow so ancient, I should get a pension. Yeah, I pretend to socialize just so that make you feel alright. I done the wise you like government, the wise gigabytes. I done the pray for peace and I done delay release. I know the feel at ease as they keep killing our kids. I say make a try point out una hypocrisy demonstrating since you demolishing our democracy. If una for value with that justice for the walk around. Seems your body's resident but your conscience is out of town. And una done the kill people past General Express. Una embezzlement no even know the word excess. Una no get poultry but I talk say una egg them. Except they be SMS, will still no go send them. The sins of the father, believe in his karma. Cast out of Nirvana, anti like Rihanna. Man where they stay for glass house, no get to throw stones. No matter how you cheat youth, you must ever grow old. Yeah, you must ever grow old,
You're listening there to One Shay, one of the tracks from his EP. And ladies and gentlemen, remember we are still on seeking first to understand before being understood. I think if we all can practice being on trying to understand before being understood, ladies and gentlemen, is going to solve a lot of marital problems, a lot of relationship problems, a lot of business problems, and also it's going to help propagate us towards our goals, our dreams, tasks that we are planning to accomplish for 2020 and the ones we are trying to finish before this year runs out, because we are the last month of the year and we need to try to round up the activities we had last year and also strategize on how we can make it better next year. So one of your resolutions and confessions you should make every day is that, okay, in 2019 I am going to seek first to understand before being understood. Yes, na Mottanni talk. So you go try to understand people first before you try to make them understand you. You go try to understand people first before you start create your own story about them. Try that. Put that at the back of your mind. Write it somewhere. Read it every day, morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen, and try the techniques that we are going to see. The techniques we are going to see that will help you be able to seek first to understand before being understood. Now, what are the benefits of you seeking first to understand before being understood? We've already enumerated them. When you try to understand somebody without interrupting them, you help them feel free. They call it psychological air. They feel free. They feel that psychological air, and they can open up and tell you almost everything. When somebody is talking to you, when you're interacting with human beings, when you're interacting with someone in trouble, someone facing a challenge, put this at the back of your mind that not everybody who comes to you explaining a problem needs a solution. Put that at the back of your mind. That will help you shut your mouth. That not everybody who comes to you explaining a problem or a challenge they are going through needs a solution. Put that at the back of your mind. That will help you a lot, so that you don't feel like, okay, I am the boss. Okay, when he just starts, I just say, okay, Grant, wait, I know there are problem. I don't tell you to give a dua. No, that's not what they need. Some people just need you to listen to them. They just need to be heard. And by the time they are explaining their problem till the end, they already have the solution. They don't need yours. They don't need you judging from your own paradigm or judging from your own autobiography. Put that at the back of your mind. So when you listen to them, you make them feel free to express themselves. And once they express themselves, it helps them figure out what the problem is. When you listen to them empathetically, it makes them feel important. It makes them feel important and make them keep coming back for more. It's very important for customers to listen to for business people to listen to your customers empathetically, understanding what their problem is. Sometimes you'll not be able to solve it, but ladies and gentlemen, they will still go and come back just because you gave them that listening ear. Listen to your husband, listen to your son, listen to your daughter, listen to your wife empathetically. And in the long run, you may not need to give them a solution, but they will be very happy just for that 5 minutes that you give them, How do you listen empathetically? How do you listen empathetically? How? Now we are going to the how. How do you listen empathetically? First, when someone tries to talk, when you're interacting with people, the first thing we always say nowadays is, put your phone away. Put your phone away. It's a challenging thing. Put your phone away. If possible, turn off your data so that notifications don't come in. Put your phone away. When you have put your phone away, listen with your eyes. That is, you're looking at them straight in the eyes and looking at other body parts so that you can read their body language. Listen when they are finished talking. When you want to listen, you listen without thinking. How do you listen without thinking of a reply? Always take deep breaths while they are talking. When somebody is explaining a challenge to you or just talking to you, if you want to listen without thinking, how do I solve the problem, or without thinking, how do I reply at the end of his or her speech, try taking deep breaths while the person is talking. Take deep breaths while the person is talking. And in that long run, you'll see that, okay, you're actually listening to that person and you're not thinking anything else, and you're trying to understand that person. When the person is done explaining his or herself, then try to mimic the content the person gave you. That is, repeat what the person has been saying. Repeating what the person has been saying makes the person feel like, okay, I'm being understood. Makes the person feel like I'm being understood. Repeat what the person is saying. Repeat it. Okay, this is what you said. I want to find out from you. Is this what you meant? This is what you said. 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 That is repeating the content that the person is saying, and let the person till the person agrees that okay, this is actually what I said. This is actually what I said. Then the next thing is you need to rephrase the content. Okay, this is what you said. This is what you said, and this is what you said. Is this what you meant when you said this? Is this what you meant when you said this? Then the next step is address feelings, not words. Is this what you meant when you said this? Did you say this because you feel frustrated? Did you say this because you feel rejected? Did you say this because you feel terrible? Did you say this because you feel lost? Did you say this because you feel like no one understands you? Do you say this because you don't have anyone you can rely on? These are questions you ask the person to clarify what you're thinking. When you do like that, okay, the person now feels like, okay, actually, this person found me important. He was actually listening to me. Okay, now I can open up and tell him the real story. The truth is, the first time somebody talks to you, they hardly tell you the real story. They always try to see if, okay, you can empathetically listen, you can put yourself in their shoes, and to see whether you jump into conclusions. And when you don't, that is when they tell you the real story, and from that point on, you can actually help them. You can actually help them. Or from that point on, by the time they are telling you the real story, at the end of that real story, they can be able to figure out a solution. Not everybody who comes to us explaining a challenge that they are facing or a problem that they are facing needs our advice. Not everybody. Some of them just need somebody to talk to. So put that at the back of your mind. So 3 things you should put at the back of your mind this day. 1, for you to be an empathetic listener, put these 3 things at the back of your mind. That 10% of what somebody actually wants to say to you, only 10% comes through words. 30% is through the sounds and the tones of their voice. And for 60% is through their body language. So you have to listen with your ears, your eyes, and your heart. Then put this at the back of your mind too, that not everybody who comes explaining a problem or a challenge or a difficulty to you needs you to give them your solution, to give them an advice. Some of them at the end of their explanation get an answer, and the both of you can instead contemplate and make that answer better. Put those 2 things at the back of your mind. Then practice the techniques we have seen, ladies and gentlemen. If you practice those techniques, I bet you at the end, practice them day in, day out, and gradually you'll be imbibed with the skill of seeking first to understand, then be understood. And you will see how many things in your life will just fall in place. So many things will fall in place. You'll see you start attracting business, attracting people, attracting friends, and also attracting money and finances. And you'll see how you're propagating farther and farther to that dream and that goal that you aspired for. Let's get the last bars of music. Then we'll come back and we'll conclude the program.
Believe in me, you should too. Believe in you. They don't like it when they see a nigga winning, so believe in you. Believe in you. I am the dopest rapper rapping. You can't tell me nothing. Whether they applauding, lauding, or they clapping. Whether they are caught in kappa dapping. If they front, I'll stunt without they backing. Yeah. 10 years I've been knocking, snapping, I've been styling, I am not a fashion. Every outing I've been bringing cash, and this is intellect and action, sweat and passion. I don't know Pusha T, but if he ever heard about me, then he should be honored to be measured in the same breath as an African myth, a legend, living king of the mic. Now shouldn't he? I know my place in history. I know you pissed at me for listing me as kin to B.I.G. Pac, M, and Jay-Z. All praise onto them. I'm just into me, as we all should be. If you don't agree, it don't halt and impede. Slow or alter me. Fire in my heart, Alka-Seltzer, please. Words to turn to gold, this is alchemy. Fate and irony, that it fall to me. Cause once my self-esteem as low could be. Then I caught a glimpse of older me. Young Denzel has come set the culture free. You should want to be all you're called to be. They don't want to see it. Ask DJ Khalid, all they do is speak. Say I will not reach. Call you from the peak. Yes, I made it, bitch. So tell me what I need approval for. Shit about a change is a coup d'etat. Who'd have thought those who were rooting for you would shoot at you trying to get you to cool it off? Cause they don't believe. I believe in you. You should too. Believe in you. Yeah, believe in you.
My friends told me like I would have conversations with my dad. I told my dad, I said, well, how come you don't love me anymore? And he said, what do you mean? I said, you used to carry me all the time, and now you carry Jesse.
You were abandoned, you felt abandoned and betrayed and let down and don't love me anymore. And that can be a moment of terrible crisis for children. So there you are in your lovely little world, you're the shining star, you're the apple of your mother's eye, possibly your father's too, but you're the one. And all of a sudden, your world is shattered. And that can be a moment of terrible crisis for children. And it does stay with us on some level, unconsciously. And you're busy trying to reclaim the attention and reclaim that I am important and I am lovable and I'm not on the edge and I haven't been abandoned. It often sets up a deep emotional hunger inside one that you live with for the rest of your life sometimes.
Thank you very much. M.I. Abaga, I believe in me. Do you believe in you? You have to believe in you before others can even start looking at what you're doing. If you don't believe in you, you're wasting your time. If you don't seek first to understand what they are doing, they won't seek first to understand what you're doing. Seek first to understand them, then they will try to understand you. Let's get to the poetry slot of the program, and I will be presenting something we did at the relaunch of the Culture and Arts season some months ago, a letter from the Android generation written by Tani D. Awa and performed today by Mottanni. A letter from the Android generation to our parents. Dear Father, you think I don't like or get involved in politics? Yes, that is because you've abused power and called it politics, so I prefer to engage in politics on social media and reliable channels. You say I do not listen or watch the news or political talk shows or read the newspapers like you do, so I am not as current as you are, but I prefer to get my news undiluted, raw as it is, on social media like Twitter and blogs. You say I do not go to church, so I'm not committed to religion like you, but I prefer to single-handedly study, know, understand, be and do the word, unlike you, so your beliefs don't get to me but his, for I prefer to be the church and not just go to church, and I want to be the miracle and not just wait for the miracle. You say I don't care about my country's economic growth and development, for all I do is castigate, help negate, fail to relate, devaluate it in my eye and that of others. But if I remember vividly, For the past 20 years, you are still playing America's TV lottery and castigated Trump for trying to modify the price. If you really love this country like you say you do, then why play the lottery? Father, so what if we hashtag everything? Use shorthand, ignore punctuation. Can't you understand that tradition only connects us to the past, but creativity and innovation links us to the future? And we have migrated from looking at where we have been to looking at where we can be. Rather than knowing a lot about a little, I have decided it's better to know a little about a lot, so that I can fit into any sphere and feel comfortable and free. And that's why I create businesses online, do marketing online, get customers, sell goods and ideas, and make profit online without having to leave my home. Or is it too hard for you to understand that me being at home, I am doing more for less and achieving more, and that does not necessarily mean I'm lazy? And yes, I have apps to pay electric bills, water bills, buy clothes and electronics, and I have apps to help us find life partners. And I know to you that is absolutely crazy, and that's why you keep complaining about the world of today, children of nowadays criticizing my generation, calling us android, advising us to go to the farm, forgetting you raised us. And you either accept us or reject us, but there is no way you're going to make us understand with the manner in which you address us. For you keep telling us to look up from our screens and little machines just for us to look up and see you looking down on us. According to you, we are the lost generation. So you can't stop blaming us for finding something to do, whether it is posting pictures on Snapchat and Instagram, always showing our buttocks, or us drinking alcohol and smoking, and always hurting your feelings, right? Father, guess what? The world is no longer yours. We took away a piece and created our own part, and so it's ours. And now we question everything with a why before we do, which to you is annoying, for we spend hours in front of machines, little iPads and iPhones, just to find something that will please us. And we don't care about which tribe he or she comes from, which religion he or she believes in, but we believe in Ubuntu, respect for humanity, and whenever things don't make sense, we question the rules because we believe the rules are meant to be broken, and we will rather watch TV shows like the Big Up shows, the Bad Angels, the Rumbles, the Game of Thrones, and the Walking Dead, for they are far more interesting than the propaganda you call the news. Can you blame us for wanting to learn something that we can apply in real life in schools? Things like how to give intelligence to our emotions, or that all laws can be bent, which does not necessarily mean being unethical as believed by fools. I mean, when I grew up, you taught me that faced with a challenge, I either fight or I flight. But we, the Android generation, are learning and coming together with different ideas and synergizing them, for we believe that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. We are taking over, and here are our demands. Not that you leave for us exorbitant houses, cash and wealth as heritage, but that you listen. For it's a brand new day, and even though we grew up in different generations, we are facing the same challenges disguised in different situations. So instead of saying, I was once like you and I know exactly what you should do, you need to think about it. Is that the kind of reason a younger version of yourself will respond to? Just allow yourself to sit at that far end and see that we are not that different. What if I replace laptops with books, Wikipedia and encyclopedia with hard copy, Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, emails with letters, Androids with ledgers, Google with Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, Nzinjomo Kenyatta, Osagie Kwame Nkrumah, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandiba Mandela, Patrice Emery Lumumba, Martin Luther King Jr., and all the wise men you knew when you were growing up? Maybe if I replace Paul Biya with Amado Ayijo or John Gufoncha, Daphne with Grace Dacre, Salatiel with Kotobas, then maybe, only then maybe, you will understand the way we are thinking. For in this generation, there is the positive and the negative. For every plus, there is a minus. And maybe if you focus more on our multiple successes, we will not be that divided. Father, is my generation worse? Yes, let's be honest. But he that is without sin should cast the first stone. So please give us an opportunity to grow, for it takes time for a caterpillar to metamorphose into a butterfly, not overnight. This is the younger generation, and these are our only demands. Listen and learn to trust us before you judge us. Before criticizing us, remember you raised us.
Mami, Mottanni, Mottanni, Mottanni.
Opportunity only dances to those who are the dance floor. Opportunity only dances with those who are the dance floor. It's been Mottanni on FM 98.5, the radio for peace and development. Benefiting from the technical and experiential assistance of Toe Clinton, our station boss, and station boss Real Our Maker Power Ramp. Special thanks to YG Incorporated, our enterprise developer, Curious Mind Book Clubs, The Greens International, for contribution and to continue being unstoppable, relentless, and inspired to achieve more and be more. Get to me on Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, Pinterest with the handle Mottanni, MO20A-NI, MO20A-NI, and on WhatsApp and Telegram only 695-614-947. Until next edition, ladies and gentlemen, bask in the flame of your own greatness. And Mia and Kakatonto, very well, Ayongna, Neki.